Salve omnes, welcome to the screencast for Caesar's De Bello Gallico, Book 1, Chapter 4. So in this chapter, Caesar relates how Orgetorix's plan to essentially seize control of the Helvetians meets with resistance, and he comes to an untimely end. So the Helvetians had established by law that they were going to leave their territory, and part of that involved cementing friendships with their neighbors. Orgetorix used that opportunity, as you'll remember from 1.3, to kind of stir the pot a bit and make some promises to different leaders, and promised that he was going to even enlist his own army to make sure that his allies got what was coming to them. So that turns out not to work out for him. So here we go. Res est Helvetis per indicium enuntiata. So res here, this matter is talking about the conspiracy, right? The idea that he is enlisting people like Dumnorix in other territories to take control of their state. So this matter est enuntiata. Take it over here with the PPP. So this matter was announced to the Helvetians through an informant. So per indicium. Moribus suis Orgetoricem ex vinculis causam dicere coegerunt. So moribus suis. So according to their customs, this is going to highlight the fact that the Gauls do things a little differently from the Romans. So according to their customs, they compelled Orgetorix to causam dicere, to plead his case. This is an idiom that you're going to want to know. So to dicere causam isn't to say a cause, but really it's a legal term meaning to plead a case. So they compelled him to plead his case ex vinculis, literally from chains, or we would probably say in chains. This would have been abhorrent probably to Romans to think that he would be forced to appear in chains before his accusers and before the court, kind of assuming he's already guilty. So according to their customs, they compelled Orgetorix to plead his case in chains. It was proper that he, having been condemned, followed the punishment that he be burned with fire, that he be cremated by fire. So that damnatum is just a PPP, but it's got essentially the force of a conditional there, right? So him having been condemned. So if he were condemned, it was necessary that he pursue the punishment that he be burned with fire. Die constituta causae dictionis. So on the day appointed for the pleading of the case, Orgetorix to the tribunal from every direction collected all of his own family, up to 10,000 of men, but we would say 10,000 men, and all of his clients, and suos ab iratos, those in debt to him, so all of the people that he had loaned money. Quorum magnum numerum habebat, of which he had a great number, so he had been by far the noblest and the wealthiest. Remember, Caesar pointed that out right when he started. So he gathered eodem to the same place. So he compelled all of his own family, 10,000 of them. So clearly this isn't just kind of, cousins and uncles, but these would include slaves, extended family, etc. So a huge number of people, and drove them to the same place. Per eos ne causam diceret se eripuit. So through these guys, so through their agency, he snatched himself away. So he escaped in order that he not plead his case. So rather than actually appear before the court, he escapes by means of all of the family that came with him. Cum civitas ab eam rem incantata armis ius suum exequi conaretur multitudinem quae hominum ex agris magistratus cogerent, Orgetorix mortuus est. So when the state ob amrim incitata, so stirred up, worried because of this matter, right? The fact that he is rolled up with tens of thousands of people, and the defendant has slipped their control. So the state, riled up because of this matter, was trying to carry out Usuum, its own law armies, by means of arms, and que magistratus, the magistrates, were collecting a multitude of men, a crowd of men from the fields, basically to help carry out their orders. Orgetorix, mortuus est, Orgetorix died. So while they were trying to kind of get order back and track him down and get people to counter the huge wave of people that had come for Orgetorix, Orgetorix died. Neque ab est suspicio, nor is suspicion lacking, right? This is a great example of a litotes, meaning like there was certainly suspicion. So you negate the opposite of what you're saying. So nor was suspicion lacking, as the Helvetians think, right? So the Helvetians certainly seem to think this, nor their suspicion lacking, but that ipse sibi mortem consciueret, but that he took his own life, right? So this is just an idiom for committing suicide, that he contrived death for himself. So Orgetorix died, and it's unclear quite what happened to him, but ask the Helvetians, they'll be like, oh yeah, he killed himself, rather than face justice for trying to overthrow the state. All right, so short and sweet, that is Caesar 1.4.